Hey, let's talk about synchronizing to the automobile. Here we have an automobile that is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay compliant, and it has those features built into the computer system here. Now, first of all, you can connect through Bluetooth alone if you want to take care of voice calls and texting. So we go to our settings, then Bluetooth. And then we'd want to make sure that Bluetooth is on. You can also set up a pairing code, those 4-pin pairing codes that I talked about before. You could set up Wi-Fi. But as far as Bluetooth goes, you want to make sure that that is on. And then you would go through the process, as I showed in a previous video, connecting the smartphone or other device to Bluetooth for the automobile. If we go to Bluetooth here, we'll see that it is on. And if we go to the device list, we'll see a couple of different phones that have been connected via Bluetooth already. This one here is the V30. That's the default name for this particular smartphone. So we are connected. So if we want to do anything as far as voice calls or texting, you'll have your buttons on the steering column as shown here for voice activated controls. And that's just Bluetooth. Mainly what I want to get into for this video is connecting via Android Auto for this vehicle. Now you can have a smartphone connection and you can have your connectivity with the mobile device. So we'll connect our USB for the smartphone to the automobile. The other end just goes to a Type A connector, and any car that is compatible with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto will have that type of connector, one or more of those. And you can see it changes from smartphone connection to Android Auto, and that's what we want. The smartphone has changed. We'll tap on Android Auto, and that brings up the program. And it brings us to a home screen that shows us how long it'll take to get home, our weather, music that's playing, and so on. And you have your options here: Maps, Phone, Music apps. Those are the main things that we would use it for, as well as texting. And here on the smartphone, we see it says Android Auto, and it locks the phone, but we can unlock it by swiping up. And then we could actually use the phone in addition to the screen in the vehicle. Of course, you only want to do that when you're parked, not when you're driving. And this is as long as you have a multitasking phone. So definitely cool stuff here. You can switch back and forth between the automobile's main system and its navigation and Bluetooth connection for phone and so on, and the settings, or go back to Android Auto. So this is more considered screen sharing as opposed to synchronization. It is syncing the computer system to the phone, but it's really more screen sharing. We have a bigger screen that we can utilize as a touch screen with our phone. And you may notice that the phone is just dim right now. If you're wondering how I did that in the developer options in Android. So I can still see it a little bit while driving. But generally you want to use the big screen to be safe. And if you do go to your home button, that'll bring up that lock screen for Android Auto. So that's a little bit of the connectivity. Now, again, to make this happen, you have to have a couple things. One, the automobile has to be compliant. So the computer has to be compliant with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You have to have the touch screen, or you can install a head unit into an automobile that doesn't have this. Then your smartphone has to have Android Auto installed, or an Apple device has to have Apple CarPlay, and then you want to use a quality USB cable. In this case, usually you want to go with the manufacturer's cable. In this case, I'm using a USB-C connection, and this is from a third party, but I have used third-party cables in the past where it doesn't really work so well. So that's a little bit about connectivity to the automobile, and that's it for this video.